Yeah, speaking of early book memories. So my mother is from Dombivli. So Dombivli is in Thane district. It's like technically kind of a suburb of Mumbai, but that's where she's from, and she lived near the station, in a, like first floor apartment, and that's relevant because when she was a kid, and even now, like Mumbai floods every monsoon, and her dad was a Sanskrit pandit, and he had this amazing book collection and whatnot, right? And he had this book called Mrityunjay, and like
Yes.
he had it since he was younger, right? So he had it, and their house flooded, and a lot of things got damaged, but her dad went back for that book and saved that book, right? And like at the point, my grandfather, like my mom's dad, he died around when I was 4, and I was barely able to read by then. But around the time I was 7, my mom gives me this fat ass book that is like withering, like it has big stains of that flood. Like, so she had, and he had, and she had rebinded that book and preserved it. So that book had survived that flood. And it's a fat book. It's like 700, 800 pages, especially for a 7-year-old. It's a fat book.
Mhm.
And you can tell that it has withstood a lot of damage. And she was like, okay, take a pillow on your lap, and here's the book, hold it like this, you only touch one page at a time, and you read.
Mhm.
And I was advanced reading, like I was above, like I was ahead of my classmates in terms of reading. So Mrityunjay, it's relevant because Mrityunjay is also like a pretty difficult Marathi. It has a lot of Sanskrit words, and it took me a while. Like I had to like put my
And
finger on every word.
it's culturally really significant book.
It's culturally significant, but I think I was too young to understand what I was reading. I was just like, can I read this? Was it
Yeah.
just that? It
Mhm.
was just that, and I was just told, treat this with very much respect. You can see how damaged this is. You only turn one page at a time, and when you are done, you ask us to pick up the book. It's like, when they give little babies to little children.
Babies, I was just thinking about
Exactly.
that.
So it was like that, and it's like, okay, read. And I was reading and reading, and I didn't understand half the things because there are these like big philosophical debates between Ashwatthama and Karna,
Mhm.
Ashwatthama and Dronacharya. It's like very philosophical. Like even now, I reread these things and I learn more and more every time I reiterate my readings of these things. So I didn't understand much, but I have that very early memory of this, that as soon as I could read, I was taught to like crazy respect this book.